أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
الله أكبر الله أكبر. الله أكبر
الله أكبر عزة الله.
أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله. أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة. حي على حي على الفلاح. حي على الفلاح. الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونستهديه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. إنه من يهديه الله فهو المهتدي ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله شهادة تنجينا من عذاب النار ويدخلنا الجنة من غير سابقة عذاب ولا عقاب. وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله وصفيه من خلقه وحبيبه. أشهد أنه قد بلغ الرسالة وأدى الأمانة ونصح الأمة ومحى الغمة وجاهد في الله حق جهاده حتى أتاه اليقين. فصلاة وسلاما على عبدك ونبيك محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا. يقول الله سبحانه وتعالى: بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. سبحان الذي أسرى بعبده ليلا من المسجد الحرام إلى المسجد الأقصى الذي باركنا حوله لنريه من آياتنا إنه هو السميع البصير. ويقول الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم: اللهم إن إليك أشكو ضعف قوتي وقلة حيلتي وهواني على الناس أرحم الراحمين. أنت أرحم الراحمين. إلى من تكلني؟ إلى عدو يتجهمني أو إلى قريب ملكته أمري؟ إن لم يتكن غضبان علي فلا أبالي، غير أن عافيتك أوسع لي. أعوذ بنور وجهك الذي أشرقت له الظلمات وصلح عليه أمر الدنيا والآخرة أن تنزل بي غضبك أو تنزل بي غضبك أو تحل علي سخطك. لك العتبى حتى ترضى ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بك. أما بعد, all praise to Allah, all praise to Allah, the one, the only, the one who should be worshipped. I bear witness that He is the creator of this universe and He is the one who should be worshipped. I bear witness that Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam is His messenger. True mercy sent to us. If we follow His path, inshallah we'll be in Jannah. Amma ba'd. Subhanallah, so many things happening around us and we need to know Islamically about it. One of it is we need to know more about the Prophet ﷺ. The Prophet ﷺ, when he started da'wah, there were supporters to him. His main supporter was his wife, Khadija. His wife supported him, spent her money on him and her da'wah. And the next one is his uncle. He wasn't a Muslim, but he was supporter too. And subhanallah, in the 10th year of da'wah, both of them died. Both of them gone. And the Prophet felt that my main supporters are gone. My main supporters are gone. No more supporting. No more defenders. And the Muslimin at that time were so weak. But the Prophet ﷺ went away, getting some support. Let me go to some tribes. Hopefully I can get some support. And he went to Ta'if. And when he went there, the people of Ta'if knew him. And they asked the kids to throw a stone on him until he was bleeding. And he came back on the way to Mecca. He stood in the side under the shade and started narrating the hadith I said. Oh Allah, to whom I should go back to? Oh Allah, there's no one to ask refuge from except you. If you are not angry with me, I have no problems. I'm accepting everything coming. The best submission you can hear. This hadith by itself is a khutbah. But I'm not going to that hadith today. I'm just telling about it. And the Prophet went back to Mecca with this hadith, with this pain. One night, while he was sleeping, Sayyidina Jibreel came to him. Come, you're so tired. Come, let me show you, let me get you a trip. If you are a trip and you are tired, what the people, if you can afford it, you send you a trip. Oh, let me take you to somewhere, a beach or some gardens or some places. Imagine now what Sayyidina Jibreel will take him to. He took him to Al-Masjid Al-Aqsa. He took him to Al-Masjid Al-Aqsa where he met all the prophets. May Allah return it back again to Muslimin. And with that being said, the Prophet described how he went there to Al-Masjid Al-Aqsa. And this is the ayah I narrated. That Allah said in that he took his servant from Mecca to Medina, to Masjid Al-Aqsa. He took him. And the Prophet described the way going to Masjid Al-Aqsa and coming back from Masjid Al-Aqsa. But is that it? No. He went up to the sky. The Prophet didn't narrate how he went up. He doesn't know. It's beyond his imaginations and all other information. He went up in seconds. Imagine you go up by a rocket, it takes hours. But he went up to the high sky. And subhanallah, he went up, he came back, and again he went back from Masjid Al-Aqsa back to his home. And the ulama said even his bed was warm as is. And who was there? His cousin Ali and his sister Hani. And what happened? And he told him, I went from here to there, up, I'm coming back. And his Hani told him, don't tell anyone. How? He cannot tell anyone. He's a prophet, he's a messenger. He went outside very in a stressed mode. I have to tell I have to tell that, and still no one will believe me logically. He went to Kaaba, sit there, thinking, what should I do next? While Abu Jahl is there, the pharaoh of this ummah, came in, he saw the Prophet, sad. Definitely, if you see an enemy sad, what should you do? Yes, time to get him. What's happening, O Muhammad? And he told him the story, the whole story. And Abu Jahl looked at him with a smile. The smile that the enemy wants you to fall in. If I grab all Quraysh, you would say the same story again to them? And Sayyidina Muhammad said, yes, I'm not a liar. Yes, bring them in. For the first time, always when the Prophet talks, they push people away from him. On that specific incident, they brought people to him. No, come, everyone, come in. And Abu Jahl, after he raised all the Kaaba, come to hear Muhammad, while he's talking, he ran to who? To Sayyidina Abu Bakr. He ran to Sayyidina Abu Bakr, his best friend, and told him, do you know? He said, what? Do you know? You don't know? You didn't hear? That, what? That your friend Muhammad went from Mecca to Masjid al-Aqsa. We take our camels 2 months to go there and to come back, and he went in the same night. And Sayyidina Abu Bakr looked at him and said, did he say so? He said, yes, he said so. He said he went. He said, look at the submission, the iman. The iman. He put the condition. If he said so, he's truthful. If he said so, he's truthful. How many times there is a hadith comes to us and says, this hadith the Prophet said so. Are you sure? Is any iteration for it? Is there any something there? Maybe I can find an excuse. Come and pray. I have to go this way. Sayyidina Abu Bakr said, Sadaq. I will abide with that. I will stand behind it. And Abu Jahl told him, how can you agree with that? He said, I believe that revelations come from the high sky down to him. Down to him. In seconds. How don't I believe that he will go? I'll believe the same. And Sayyidina Abu Bakr ran to where the Prophet ﷺ was sitting. And the Prophet started narrating what happened in that night. And every sentence he said, that Abu Bakr said, Sadaqta ya Rasulullah. You are a truthful man. He wasn't there. But because the belief, the iman of Abu Bakr. So many Muslims reverted from Islam, went away, left Islam. And so many disbelievers didn't believe in it. Come on. Subhanallah. Even I was talking from some days ago, until now, if I tell you I went from Mecca to Masjid al-Aqsa and came back in one night, even with the fast aeroplanes going everywhere, it's a question mark here. But really, thank to the people there at that time, that now we believe he went. Why? I was telling someone, imagine with me, I tell you that I'm here in Canada, in Oakville, and I was last night, I saw myself going to Hawaii, and then I went to Australia, Dearborn there, and I went after that to Tokyo, and I came back. Does anyone here will debate with me? No. It's a dream. Go away. It's a dream. You're dreaming here. Right? But subhanAllah, with that being said, the mushrikeen debated with him. This debate itself means that they believe that he went. And they want to show that he's a liar. But he isn't, because the Quran agreed that Subhanallah Isra. And now comes some of the things that we need to learn, to understand. The power, everyone, to go from one place to another, you need power. You need the power. Imagine I want to go from here to my home, walking. It takes maybe an hour and a half. Now I have a bike. I can go maybe a little bit faster, maybe half an hour. I have a car, faster. Have an airplane, faster. Rocket, faster and faster. How about if you have Allah? How fast can you go? Allah, there is no time. He created time. How fast can you go? The Prophet ﷺ didn't say, I went. If he said, I went, then yes, we can debate that. You're a human, how can you do that? But Allah said, Subhana alladhi asra. Allah himself is the one who took him from Masjid al-Aqsa, Masjid al-Haram and Masjid al-Aqsa. And to him up and then back again all the way. He didn't say I went. He said Allah himself. And Allah is an infinite power. Everything can go. You have to believe that it's a miracle by itself. Subhanallah. 2, everyone is stating that the Isra al-Mi'raj was on the 27th of Rajab. There is no authenticated hadith saying that. Nothing. By the way, every date you hear before Al-Hijrah, it's question mark. You can question mark it. Because how did they get these dates? And until the first of Hijrah, we didn't have dating. Dates. Then really, how can you get, okay, it's that month. That's why when someone said the Prophet was born on 12 Rabi' al-Awwal, we don't have a proof of that. He born on Monday. We know that. He died on 12 Rabi' al-Awwal. We know that. But we don't know when he was born. He born in Am al-Fil. He born in the year of Fil. They call the year by names. They don't have a specific month. Because at that time, he's a normal human being. Normal human being. There is no calendar at that time. No calendars, no written calendar. After the Prophet went from Mecca, Medina, the calendar started. And everything is documented. Even at the time of Umar, he sent a letter and a letter after. They don't know which is which. But anyway. 3, Abu Jahl, with what he did he help? Or he didn't help? For the first time he helped. Why? Because he put everyone on the test. And the Prophet himself to prove himself. Imagine the Prophet with me went at night to Masjid al-Aqsa. And some people went to the Masjid al-Aqsa. They know Masjid al-Aqsa. Some of them said, describe it. Have you been there? I said, yes, I have been there. Describe it. Imagine if you go to a place, even if you come to this place every week and you ask me, do you remember this window somewhere? How can you remember? Maybe you didn't see it, you forget. The Prophet went at night for a certain amount of time. How can you know everything about the Masjid al-Aqsa? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, again, it's a miracle. Allah is the one. He put an image, they say the ulama, put an image in front of him. And every time he asked, how many windows? Compute the image. Now, we didn't know that part. The Prophet did it at that time, we didn't have that. Now we have 3D images in front of us. All the engineers know it. 3D. If you want to see anything, they create a 3D image in front of you. This is what will happen. Even here, if you want to build a second phase, the engineer will come, AutoCAD. Let me show you what the masjid will come. This room will look like this. How many people in each room? Now we can see it. Imagine now the power of Allah himself. Now after maybe 20 years from now, what will happen next? Subhanallah. The test that many people failed, Abu Bakr was a winner. He got a stamped name as Siddiq from that day. Because he said to the Prophet, Sadaqt. How many tests you pass through and we fail in it? And how many tests you pass? Sometimes the test comes and goes and no one knows it. No one knows it. Sometimes you even, like a teacher comes in and said, definitely the youth here, I can see them. Inshallah, when you go up a little bit higher, the teacher comes in the morning and says, gentlemen, quick quiz. Get a paper, answer these 2 questions. A quick quiz. And Allah is doing that with us every time. A quick quiz. There is a girl looking outside. What do you think? You'll look or ghadd al-basar? You'll turn away. There is money in front of you. Your father forgot some money in the bench. Are you going to take it or you'll leave it? It's a quick test. A quick test. How many tests happened in Oakville here? I know everyone heard about it. This boy who is 13, he took his father's car and he went and hit the highway. And the backseat boy is still in the emergency room in Hamilton. Until today. A test. Are you going to pass? Are you going to fail? It's up to you to decide. How many tests you pass by? Simple tests. Someone said, oh, be a man. Get a vape. Get a cigarette. And you look at them, huh? Are you going to do it? Dare. No, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. It's a test. Don't fail. Win all the time. Because if you are a winner, you'll pass. You'll pass. Subhanallah, imagine the Prophet ﷺ went all the way from here to Masjid al-Aqsa and went to the sky, and he met in the first sky Sayyidina Adam. The second sky he met Sayyidina Isa and Yahya. The third is Yusuf. The fourth is Idris. The fifth is Harun. The sixth is Sayyidina Musa. And the last one, the seventh, is Ibrahim. And he met many things. And he went to the hellfire. He saw the hellfire. What's there? Imagine I'll take you to a trip somewhere. And after you come back, I say, what do you remember in this trip? And you ask yourself, do you remember what? How many percentage you remember? 10%? 15%? 20% of the trip? I had fun. But the Prophet said so many things on that trip. Amazing. Books are written. Books are written on this trip. This trip who took in our time 10 minutes or 15 minutes. The trip is definitely, it's hours and hours in time who did it. But subhanallah, the Prophet said a lot. Do you know many things about it? Inshallah, we'll talk next, inshallah, about khutbah. Next. Number 7. Imagine that the king wants to send a message. Any message. He sent by maybe now, let's talk about now our terminology. I'll send you an email, text message. Muhammad, do this. The message is a little bit important. Someone has to do it. He will send a messenger from him to you saying, Muhammad, do it. No. It's very important. He asked the prime minister, go and talk to him. Get him in and talk to him. No, the message is very important. One of the most important messages. He will bring him to you. Come, I want to tell you something. Come in. Muhammad, talk to the king. What did he talk about? Prayer. Prayer was at that time when he was in front of Allah, the prayer was implemented on us 5 times. How important is this prayer, and how are we doing in it? How are we accepting? Imagine the prayer was revealed at that time. At that time when he was with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. 5 prayers a day. 5 prayers a day. Are we abiding by it, taking care of it? Especially the youth. Goes to school. Do you pray at the schools? Ask yourself, and why not? Especially boys and men, I don't find an excuse. Pray anywhere. Make wudu and pray anywhere, under the stairs, somewhere, find a room. Do it, pray. For the girls, I give a little bit excuse. Because of the hijab, maybe they are scared. Okay, go home and pray. But for men, unite 2 or 3 and make it. Even Jum'ah prayer, 3 of them, you can do the Jum'ah. Some people say 12, 40. Here in Canada, 3 are more than enough. Imam and 2 in standing. And do the Jum'ah. Simple. Do it. Do it. Try to help yourself. The Salah is the most important things. Miracles the Prophet ﷺ saw. Allah said in the Quran, لَقَدْ رَأَى مِنْ آيَاتِ رَبِّهِ الْكُبْرَى. He saw so many things. This is a kind of a trip that Allah wants to give it to him to make him know that you're not alone in this world. You're supported. You're with me. No prophet has seen this except him. You're with me. Come, I'll show you. This is the place, this is the place, this is the place. لَقَدْ رَأَى مِنْ آيَاتِ رَبِّهِ الْكُبْرَى. Last, remembering again what he saw and remembering what he can do. Until today, people take the prayer lightly. Even, Allah, I see so many times the khutbah, people are doing what? Texting while I'm giving the khutbah. Or talking on the phone. Oh, it's important, it's important, I have to. Wallah, he will die and this phone will go away. And no one will remember us. But the khutbah will be written, hasanat. Why you're losing hasanat? What's so important that you have to respond to? If you are on call and someone has to take over, give it to someone else. I'm going to salah. I'm going to salah. The world will not stop for you, by the way. The world will never stop for any of us. The best one in this world died, alayhi salatu wasalam. if a prophet said, if you want to see or remember anyone who died, remember me. He's the hardest of all on us. Imagine the prophet is staying with us here. He will solve all our problems. Any question? Go to the prophet, answer. Now, if you have a question, what should you do? You ask and ask and ask, and so many answers come down to you. But the prophet died, and we are moving on. We're still living, and inshallah, we will meet him. One of the Sahaba was giving a lecture to his friends, his students, and he came one day and he found them crying. Why are you crying? And they said, the Sahaba were in the Salah, in the Islam was in high-speed horses. High-speed horses. And we are in limping donkeys. Look at the answer now. The students are asking this question. The Sahaba, the people before us, were going in a high-speed horses. And we are going on a limping donkeys. He said, if you are on the right track, you'll reach. If you are on the right track, you'll reach. Don't worry. Stay on the right track. Your job is to stay on the right track. Follow what the Prophet is saying. Follow what the Sahaba are saying. You will reach the destination. The problem is we get distracted. The problem is the shaitan will not leave you alone. Always comes in and try to take you away. Conclusion is, the Isra is one of the miracles that Allah gave the Prophet ﷺ. And I didn't talk about what he saw in the way and how he come back and how he proved the Isra is right or wrong. How he did this, Isra is right, sorry. Isra is right. How he did that. It's another khutbah, inshallah. But we need to know, for the youth, do they know anything about it? Do you remember anything about that part? Let's teach them and teach ourselves what is Isra wa Mi'raj. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لكم فاستغفروا يا فوز المستغفرين. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستهديه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. أما بعد, some things I need to talk about. One, let's remember that Ramadan is coming. 4 weeks, almost 4 weeks. The 6th of May, hopefully, we don't know still, but 6th of May, logically, it's coming Ramadan. Again, I always say, a visitor comes to your home. An important visitor comes to you. What's your plans? Besides playing Fortnite at night, let's put it that way. Beside that, let's move that aside. Beside that, what are you going to do next? And for the adults, eating baklawa and sambusa and kunafa and whatever you're going to eat. Put this aside, please. And let's move on to the next step. What's your plans? What are you going to do? Are you ready? Don't tell me you can, okay, I'm ready and I'm going to stand for Qiyamul Layl every night and I'm ready to go. Doesn't work that way. You have to prepare, when someone is in a speeding contest, you have to warm up. Because you have to warm up a little bit. Or you have to at least to read 1 page a day. Open the book, Mus'haf, and read. Let's start working on removing the dust from the Masah. Let's remove it, read, put it back. At least fast 1 day or 2 days before Ramadan. To prepare, especially the adults who like to drink coffee in the morning from anywhere. I'm not saying names. Any coffee place. To remove coffee, headaches. I cannot read. I cannot. And especially 3, when you eat, please, I beg you, please, don't eat much, because really, when you hear people saying the Sheikh is reading 4 ayat. Oh man, I cannot, because your stomach is full. Baklawa, part kunafa, part sambusa, and rice in that all, and some juice. And you want your head to work. I don't know how. Then really you need to give you some space. Eat a little bit, please. A little bit, come to pray, go back a little bit more. We eat usually in outside 3 times a day. In Ramadan, alhamdulillah, in Canada here, you should eat 2 times only. Because you cannot, even if you try, you cannot. Eat breakfast and suhoor. We're gaining weight. You ask yourself why. Really ask yourself why you're gaining weight. Because really, we're eating. We're like, eat everything you can get. Baklawa, I'm not saying that eat from our mat'am, inshallah. Eat, help yourself. But really, plan.